Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. My name is Sirio Farrell, the first sword of Bravos, and you are watching the AFK show. Just so.
Is this on? Yes. Okay, I started off for this room about a week ago and stopped for lunch. How are you? Nice to see you. All right. So, what exactly is that?
How you doing? Oh, I'm Mike. I was going to be introducing you.
Oh, that's it, but I'm here now. Mike, thanks so much. That's like the guy who was going to show me how to get here to the room. Okay, so my name is Henry, and how are you? And I was born in New York City. I was born on the west side of New York City. Thank you. My parents were very, 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 very short German people. I had trouble in school. I was bad in math. I was bad in English. I was bad in reading. I can't spell today. I was great at lunch. My parents, of course, they wanted me to take over the family business, which was buying and selling wood. Is there somebody in charge of lights? There's a light guy. Is a light guy still there? Do you think we could take like some of these spotlights out? Because pretty soon I'm going to need sunscreen. Just these. I think they can see me, right? Just take them down a little. Oh my God. Just a little bit further. That's great. There we go. A little bit further. Thank you. Hi. Do I still look okay? Do I look thinner? Okay, so I was really bad in school, and my parents wanted me to take over the family business, which was buying and selling wood. I did not want to buy and sell wood. All I wanted to do was to be an actor. I don't know how that came to me. I don't know how it came into my mind. I wanted to be an actor. My father wanted me to buy and sell. The only wood I was interested in was Hollywood. They did not want me to be an actor. My father asked me over and over again, "Why do you think I brought the business over here?" I said, "Besides being chased by the Nazis, Dad, was there a bigger reason than that?" Because I sure would like to know. Oh, wow, I'm projected on the big screen, but I can only see the back of me. Okay. So I went to McBurney School for Boys. I wore a blue blazer, gray slacks, a tie every day. And I just wasn't getting school. As a matter of fact, I broke out in hives when I walked through the front door. The headmaster of my high school said, "Winkler, I want to know why you're not achieving." I said, "That makes two of us." My American history teacher said, "Winkler, if you ever do get out of here, you're going to be great." I'm telling you that I held on to that sentence like Leo DiCaprio held on to that piece of wood when he fell off the boat. So this is what I learned in my life, that we are all powerful. Every one of you is powerful, and what you say makes a big difference. When you say to someone and you give them a really positive point of view, they never forget it. You know, you cannot tell a child, "Oh, you're stupid, you're lazy." Oh, my parents had an affectionate phrase for me growing up. They called me dummer Hund. For those of you who don't speak German, that means dumb dog. Very supportive people. Lovely people. But you cannot joke with a kid. You can't say you're lazy, you're stupid, you're not living up to your potential. A kid knows they're not doing well in school. They know it. They see how they're doing up against everybody else in their class. We don't have to make it even worse. You know, when I was 31, we took my oldest son, my stepson, Jed, to visit the Hopi Nation in Arizona. We drove across Arizona. He stood behind me. He talked into my ear from about 7:30 in the morning until 9 o'clock at night. And I wanted to say, Jed, shut up. But I couldn't because he was so interesting. We were treated really well by the Hopi Nation, very gentle, spiritual people. The oldest house in America is the chief of the Hopi Nation. It's over 1,000 years old in Arizona. I've learned that on my trip. When Jed had to write a report, he wrote 3 lines. He erased a hole right in the paper. It was smudgy. I said to him everything that was said to me. Go back upstairs. Try again. You're not working as hard as you can. We finally had him tested. He couldn't write the report. And everything that they said to Jed was true about me. And at 31, I found out I had something with a name. I am dyslexic. I have a learning challenge. It is hereditary. It is the wiring in the brain. Oh my gosh. And I finally figured out how to define dyslexia. You spend 1/3 of your time trying to figure out how you can't figure out school. You spend 1/3 of your time trying to figure out school. And you spend 1/3 of your time covering up your shame and humiliation. And I used humor. I covered it up with humor. Worked out pretty well. I can't read. I used to go to audition. They would give me these pages, the sides, you know, where I would have to audition. I couldn't read off the page. I memorized it as fast as I could. And if I didn't remember it, I made it up. They said, Winkler, you're not reading what's written. I said, I'm giving you the essence of the character. I went to the Yale School of Drama. Dummer Hund got into the Yale School of Drama. I called my parents. I said, hey, Dummer Hund got into Yale. My mother said, oh, this is very nice. Here, tell your father. Very, very lovely. I then went to New York. I did commercials. Everybody I went to Yale with said, I don't know how you can do commercials. It goes against our aesthetic grain. Their next question to me was, how do you get them? Because I never had to be a waiter. I could just do plays for free, and I made my rent by doing commercials for close-up toothpaste. It was wonderful. Then I did The Lords of Flatbush with Sly Stallone. We got $2,000 for a year's work. I took that $2,000 and I got to fly to California. I had 1 month to be in California with the money I had. I rented a room from 2 women. They had cats. Their cats were bald because all of their hair was on my clothing. Okay, I'll admit it. I'm a dog person. I hate cats. My daughter Zoe wanted a cat. I got her a cardboard cutout. I said, when you're older, you get your own apartment, you can have a cat. I will never come visit you, but enjoy. I went to Paramount Studios and I tried out for a brand new show. I walked into the green room. I don't know why they call it green. It's never green. And all the actors were sitting there. I've seen them all on television. And then me, Henry. Hi, how are you? You look famous even sitting down. Very famous. Then it was my turn. I had hair down to my shoulders, and I had a sweat stain. It looked like the Hudson River was flowing in my shirt. I walked in. I said, you know, honesty is the best policy. This sweat stain is in direct correlation to the fear that is running through my body. I had to read with a guy named Pasquale. I had 6 lines. I made Pasquale sit down. I was the only one standing in the room. I threw the script up in the air. I sauntered out of the room. And at the end of the month, when my money ran out, when I had to go back to New York City, they called and they said, would you like to play this part? And I said, look, when he takes off his jacket, who does he have to be cool for? You let me show the emotional side of this guy. It will be my pleasure. Then I did the pilot. I had 6 lines. And I made a deal with myself. Every actor that ever played a character like this always pulled out a comb, combed their hair. They had big belt buckles. They had jeans with like creases down the center. And they had like cigarettes in their arm, the sleeve of their T-shirt. I was not going to do any of this. I was going to play my character differently. It said in the script, go to the mirror, comb your hair. I said, I'm so sorry. I made a deal with myself. I can't comb my hair. And the director said, it's written there, go and do it. So I had to be a professional. I went to the mirror. I took my comb out. And I went, hey, I don't have to because it's perfect. And that's how that moment came to be. And then I went on and I became a producer. I wasn't crazy about that job. And I finally, I defined producing and directing and acting. Producing is like holding sand in your arms. You never stop the drip. Everybody goes home, not you. There's always a problem. Directing, you try to get all of that sand in one box. And as an actor, I get to play in the sand. And then there was a lull in my acting career. Who knew there would be a lull in my acting career? And then somebody said to me, hey, why don't you write books for children about your dyslexia? I went, because I'm a dumme Hund. I can't write a book. I don't know anything. About 6 months later, same guy said, I'm telling you, write a book. I'll introduce you to my friend. Her name is Lynn Oliver. This time I was smart enough to say, I will try. I met Lynn. We had lunch. The fish was horrible. But the meeting was great. And we hatched Hank Zipser. And when I left L.A. on Tuesday, just before I left, we pushed send and sent the publisher our 30th novel together. Oh my goodness. I tell you this not to brag, well, a little bit to brag. But I tell you this because all things are possible. You don't know what you have inside you until you just put one foot in front of the other. My mantra went from, if you will it, it is not a dream. That used to be my phrase that I lived by. It's now even simpler. I will try. You don't know what you can accomplish until you try. And we are so good at saying, you know what? I can't do that. Nah, I'll do it tomorrow. No, I'm scared and I don't want to fail, and so I'm not going to. Who knew? All of a sudden, I had 30 novels. First, Hank Zipser, the world's greatest underachiever. Hank is short for Henry, and Zipser is a woman who lived on the 4th floor of my apartment building. And I thought it was such a zippy name because Hank, he is completely positive. His glass is half full. He just spills it everywhere. And then we have Here's Hank. Here's Hank is now 2nd grade. So Hank Zipser is 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. Unbelievable. We've written 19. They are adventures. We make them up. They're something that happened to us, something that happened to our kids. The emotion is real. When I'm walking around Lynn's office and I start talking about Hank, all of a sudden the emotion comes up as if I was 8 yesterday. I guess I am 8. But, like for real, yesterday. And then here's Hank is 2nd grade, before I was diagnosed, before Hank was diagnosed. And it uses a font that has never been used before in America, developed by a dad in Holland because his kids couldn't read very well. So the words are more weighted on the page so that it's easier to scan for the young reader, the beginning reader. Unbelievable. And then I wrote my first adult book, I Never Met an Idiot on the River. And it's photography that I took while I'm fishing for trout in Montana. Now, here's another thing. I never thought I could take a picture. I never turned a knob in my life on the camera. There are all those pluses and minuses. And there's an f-stop. I thought an f-stop was a train station in Manhattan. You don't know what will happen till you try. I just point and shoot, and my son said, hey, that's a pretty good picture, and I feel unbelievably great. So for all the people in this audience today, I'm going to say to you, you have greatness inside you, and your job is to figure out what your greatness is. We don't all have to be doctors. We don't all have to be engineers. We don't all have to be lawyers. We celebrate the 10% in this country of the top 10% in the class. What about the bottom 10%? Who are great with their hands, who are great at plumbing or dancing, or who are, I met a little boy, 15 years old, he couldn't take a test. But he was, all of a sudden, he was like an apprentice to a plasterer. And he would go twice a day during school to work with the plasterer. And he went to himself, hey, there was no room when I started. Now all of a sudden there's a room. Now when I'm going home, I could open a business. I'm good at this. I'm not building my own house. I need someone to help me. I need that kid to be the plasterer and really good at his job. You all have greatness. Your job is to figure out what it is, give it to the world. And to young people in this room, let me say you are not defined by school. You are not defined by school. I took geometry, same course, 4 years. Regular school, summer school, regular school, summer school, regular school, summer school. I got by in my senior year, summer school, with a D-. I did not graduate with my class. I got my diploma in the mail. That was 1963. Today, May 2015, from then to now, not one human being has ever said hypotenuse to me. What the hell were they thinking? We have to teach children the way they can learn, not what we think they should learn. I want you to have the most wonderful weekend and a great tomorrow. If you have a question, it will be my pleasure to answer it. And thank you so much for showing up on this Sunday morning.
So if anyone has any questions, we have a microphone up here, so just
Microphone right up.
come on up and we can talk. I guess before we get into that, and Henry, you and I, we met a few months ago, or actually about a year ago, and I don't know if you remember, I told you that it's like about once a week I wake up wondering, what would the Fonz do? Do you remember this conversation?
You know what, like it was yesterday.
Excellent. I do. And specifically, it was because before I grew the beard, I woke up and
that's
like,
why.
Remember that? Yeah. Do you remember the Fonz had a beard?
Do I remember? Yes.
Of course.
It was on my face.
And then it's like he was going to rush because he thought it had taken away his coolness.
Right.
And so he was going to go, and then Mr. C says, you can't go up there just with a razor. You need these scissors to thin it out first. And so that morning, I had woken up, and I had like a pretty hefty growth, and I was like, I have to trim this before I shave it because that's what Fonzie taught, and that's... Thank you. Saved me a lot of razor burn.
I want to just say using me as a role model shows great taste. Who is the first person Here's a gentleman who's coming right up. And then, madam, you will be.
There you go. All right.
What is your name?
John Moffat.
Hi, John.
How you doing?
I'm so good.
Hey.
Get to it, sir.
Yes, sir. You've been a lot of things now. You've been a writer, a photographer, actor, producer, director. You've been a lot of things, but there are so many things out there that you haven't been yet. And you're still a young man. You're only 8 years old. You have an entire life ahead of you. If you could pick a career, another one that you'd like to try out that you haven't done yet, what would it be?
Wow, that is a good thing. If I wasn't so lazy, I would love to be a guide on a river, but that's a lot of rowing.
It is.
So that's out.
They have motors.
They do, but you can't do that on a trout river.
No.
No, you know what? Just be better, a better actor, but to be a better grandfather and father. Just to continue to grow. And hopefully I will be able to answer their questions.
You can't lose with that.
Thanks. Hi.
Hello.
What is your name?
Chelsea.
Hi, Chelsea.
Hi. I'm a teacher, and I do have some dyslexic
What
kids.
year?
Ninth grade.
Ninth grade.
And I was wondering what kind of things I could do as a teacher to help those kids.
You know what I say? When you know that your child has a problem, either as a teacher, and as a parent, as a sister, a brother, a cousin, of a neighbor. I said before, a child knows that they are plummeting, and you cannot let their self-image plummet. The best thing is for them to know. They say, I can't do it. Chelsea, what is it? What do they call you? Miss?
Jordan.
Jordan. Miss Jordan, I can't do this. And you say, yet. You can't do it yet. But eventually they will find the way in. But to keep their self-image buoyed. They don't wake up. We don't wake up in the morning, even though we make a ruckus in class. We don't wake up in the morning, go, wow, I think I'm going to be an asshole now to Miss Jordan. We're fighting as hard as we can to maintain. That's what I would say.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Hi.
Hi.
What is your name?
Alex.
Hi, Alex.
I'm from Houston. I'm from here. I was born a little bit too late to really have you as a formative experience as the Fonz and the Happy
Wait a minute.
Days.
Are you saying you were born and you didn't see me on TV? Sit down, Alex.
Well, see, absolutely
no,
not.
I'm kidding. I joke.
Absolutely not. My experience growing up was you were always someone that if you ever showed up on a show, you just knew that it was going to be one of the most entertaining things you saw.
You're fighting your way back, Alex.
Yeah. Every single time you showed up,
Thank
oh, something great's about to happen.
Thank you.
In particular, one show that you had a great turn on was Arrested Development.
Arrested Development.
Yeah.
But let me just say,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Mitch Hurwitz, the creator of that show, is truly one of the 3 geniuses that I worked with. And I'm really lucky. And the man is so smart and so funny and so fast. And he is in charge of everything. He just is. I'm really fortunate that I got to play Barry Zuckerkorn.
Yeah, that's great.
As a matter of fact, right now, I'm wearing chiffon underwear.
That's great. Thank you. That's
Thank
really
you,
all I
Alex.
needed to know.
Thank you. Thank you. Took about a month there, buddy. No. What is your name, sir?
Michael.
Hi, Michael.
Got a question. When we left Happy Days 30 some odd years ago, it was in the early 60s. And if the show were still on today, they'd be in the mid 90s. The internet is just coming into popularity. Fonzie would be
He would own Mr. Goodwrench.
late 50s, pushing 60. What do you think his life would have been like in those 30
I think
years?
he would have settled down. I think he would have had children. Hopefully he would be lucky enough to have grandchildren. And he would be a great mechanic.
Okay, good, thanks.
Hello, you cutie pie. What is your name?
Savannah?
Savannah, did we meet yesterday?
Yes.
Very nice to see you again. What is your question?
How much fun did you have on Here Comes the Boom?
Here Comes the Boom. I love Here Comes the Boom. You know what? I am so grateful every day that I get to do what I dreamt of doing when I was your age. So when I go to the set, when I see trucks for somebody else's movie on the street, I get so excited. I still have so much fun. I really do. What a nice question. Thank you, Savannah. Hi. Come on up here. What is your name?
Hi, I'm Leslie.
Hi, Leslie.
First off, I want to tell you how much I've enjoyed watching you.
Thank you.
Enjoyed Happy Days, and I
Thank you.
enjoy you on
Thank you.
everything that I've seen.
Thanks.
Just wondering, who influenced you the most in your life?
Who influenced me? My music teacher, Mr. Rock. Now, here it is. We tried to sell Hank Zipzer as a television show in America. Couldn't do it. I went to do Peter Pan in the theater in England, played Captain Hook, told everybody I needed a publisher, found a publisher, and now it is a television series on the BBC, Hank Zipzer, the world's greatest underachiever, and I'm leaving in July to do the 3rd season, and I get to play Mr. Rock, the one teacher who really supported me in high school.
How wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was nice
Yeah,
to meet
thanks,
you.
Leslie. Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm so good.
We met on Friday.
We did.
And I got
And you look adorable.
Thank you. I got your book about fly fishing.
Yes.
And I'm halfway through it.
Oh, wonderful.
And,
And isn't it just astounding?
It's a wonderful
Thanks.
it's a wonderful book, and you are a fantastic fly fisher. Okay. And I do think that and I do think that it's appropriate that the first chapter is by your wife.
Yes.
And if she's with you, I'd like to meet her and shake her hand and thank her for putting that chapter in there.
Oh. Well, no, she's not with me.
Oh,
But I will tell her you said so.
Yes, because
Thank
it's,
you.
it's a very good chapter, puts everything into perspective.
Yes, thank you. A little hostile.
Well, I think it's very truthful. Anyway, so you've done so much, and there's so many questions that I could ask, but I'm wondering about your fly fishing. You mostly go to Montana. You still
I do.
go to Montana.
But here's the great thing about being a celebrity. They call you up and they say, we're going to outfit you. We're going to fly you to New Zealand. We're going to have you fish for 10 days. You can bring your son. And then we're going to film you, okay? I said, let me think about it. Okay, fine. It is, my lawyer taught me to fly fish in Montana, and I have been, no pun intended, hooked ever since. It is like a washing machine for your brain. No matter what bothers you, you cannot concentrate on anything but the fish.
I'm up to that chapter, the washing machine for you.
Oh, yes?
Yes, yes.
Wow.
So, anyway, also, I noticed the pictures, and you say you do a lot of photography. When are we going to see a picture book of your photography, your nature?
I don't know. I don't know.
Because the pictures that are in that book are very good.
Thank you.
And-
Say that again.
The pictures in the book about your fly fishing is very good.
Wow. Thanks. Thank you.
And one more thing, you talk about positivity. I was a performer for a few years, and the one thing that someone taught me was, when you get up on the stage, you shouldn't be scared because the audience does not want you to fail.
Right.
They only want you to succeed.
Right.
So you shouldn't be scared. And that helped me through a lot of it.
What a smart, I'm going to remember that.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Really enjoyed meeting you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm nervous.
Nice to see you again.
Hi.
How was the drum circle?
It's tonight.
It's tonight.
At 10 o'clock right here.
10 o'clock
Sorry.
in this room?
I apologize, Henry.
In this room?
Yes, in this room.
A drum circle.
Look,
10
I'm so nervous.
I know. But
Oh my
now,
gosh.
if everybody comes, do they get to drum?
They get to drum.
Whoa.
Everyone gets to
10
drum.
o'clock tonight in this room.
Right here.
Okay.
Just like you said.
Okay.
I'm going to breathe. I apologize. I'm extremely fangirl. I have to confess something to you. It's really hard to look at you. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. I know it's absolutely ridiculous. I know this. I do. Believe me, I'm a performer too, and I stutter, and it's very hard even to get up on stage and perform. But my confession to you is that ever since I was a little girl, I watched Happy Days. I grew up with Happy Days, and not a lot of people know this about me. But the reason that I picked and married the man that I married was because of the Fonz. It's ridiculous, I know, but not to me, it's not ridiculous.
Did you tell him?
No, he doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
Is he in this room?
I don't know. I don't know if he's behind
Okay.
me or not. But the personality that you created with that character resonated as the epitome of cool in my eyes. And my husband is the epitome of cool. He grew up, he was born in '63, and so he grew up in that era of, you know, the leather jacket, the white t-shirt. He still wears the white t-shirt and the ratted out blue jeans, and he loves motorcycles, and when he dances, So, okay, here's my question. Has anyone ever asked you, would you dance with me?
Not with him in a white t-shirt, babe.
No.
He'll beat the shit out of me.
No, he will understand. You met him
I'm not
yesterday.
getting off this stage now for about a month.
He would
Until
understand.
you're home.
No, he would never, because you know what? Another secret about him?
What?
His mother, who he adored most of
He's
of
married
anything
to
in the
her?
world. No. You were her favorite as well, and he would never, ever, ever do anything to hurt you.
Okay. I'm glad I came to Houston.
He is wonderful.
Wow, thank you. Thank you. I'm so happy to see you.
I'm flustered. I'm sorry.
No.
if my husband is in here or not. But he's probably not in here. He's probably hiding somewhere. I may have embarrassed him. I don't know.
Nice to see you.
You too.
Nice to dance with you.
Thank you so much.
You bet.
Chandler. I'm not big into TV and stuff, but
Okay, next.
alright, but in 1996, you were in a horror movie called Scream. What kind of made you want to do that? What persuaded you to do that?
I had lunch with Wes Craven, the director. We had sushi about every 2 weeks. And then he said, would you like to be in my movie? The studio said, wait a minute, you've asked Henry Winkler, who was the Fonz. We can't put his name on the movie in the credits. We can't put his name on the one sheet that is in the movie theaters, you know, that advertises, because he's going to throw the balance of the movie off. So then they show the film, testing it to see where they're going to edit it, and I get applause when I walk on. Then the studio comes in, they said, will you do press for the movie? They wouldn't put my name on the movie. Now they're asking me to do press for the movie. I had the most wonderful time. When I was stabbed, you know, by the guy with the mask, the director said, he's like an English professor. He's like a, really, I swear to God, Henry, Do you think it would be like, it would hurt? Do you think you would scream a little louder? I said, I can do that. And so we took it, and I had tubes coming up my pants, coming out of my shirt, and then the blood would come. Yeah, it was fun.
Also, can I take a picture with you real quick?
I get $1. Oh, I didn't think so. We'll do it later.
What?
We'll do it later.
Oh,
Okay, fine. Hi. You know what? You guys don't have to be on the floor. I'm not kidding.
Hi, I'm Wayne, and I'm an engineer. How does it feel to be known as the guy who jumped the shark?
So I met the man who came up with the phrase "jump the shark." He has a radio show on Sirius. I did his radio show. He's sitting in his dorm room in Michigan State, Michigan State, with his roommate when he was going to college, and they came up with the phrase "jump the shark." Now, every time they would mention "jump the shark" and they would mention it in the newspaper, they would show a picture of me in a bathing suit water skiing. And at that time, I had great legs. And then we were #1 for about 4 years after they came up with "jump the shark." So it never actually affected me.
It didn't offend you or anything like that?
I'm the only actor in the world to have jumped the shark twice. I also jumped it on Arrested Development.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you. Not bad, huh? Sir, how are you?
Good. How are you? I'm Andy. Hi. I'm very involved in the community theater in our community, and that's where I met my wife. 2 months now. And
You've been married for 2 months?
2 months.
Congratulations.
Thank you. She's right back there. There she is.
Oh, I'm so glad you told me because I'm going to be polite.
we met on stage, actually. And my question to you...
You mean you looked in her eyes on stage and you went, oh my God, I'm talking to this woman in a scene, I'm going to marry her.
That's pretty much how it went. No, my question to you is, being involved in community theater, I've seen a lot of professional shows as well, and one of my favorites was seeing Tom Bosley on stage. And it was on Golden Pond with Michael Learned. It was like watching an acting clinic. On your days on Happy Days as a young actor, did you learn much from him? Did you kind of pick his brain?
I saw Tom Bosley on Broadway in Fiorello before I ever got to Hollywood. So he was already in my eyes, this wonderful actor. Do you know, and we all learned from each other. I learned a lot from Ron Howard, and he's 10 years younger than I am. So he was 18 at the time, and I was 27.
It looked like y'all had a lot of fun as you were shooting the scenes. What was it fun like that behind?
Yes, we played charades together on the weekend. We played softball. We traveled with the USO all over the world. Happy Days against the American troops. We had the greatest time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. You bet. Hi.
Hello.
What is your name?
I'm Jordan.
Hi. Jordan has a question. He struggles with school, much like you did, and he has also chosen humor as his way to kind of deal with that 1/3. And he kind of wanted to know why you chose humor.
Because I could. Because it came out of my mind. Jordan, I'm going to tell you what I just said. I'm going to repeat it, but I'm going to repeat it directly to you. We are not defined by school. You work as hard as you can because that's the law. You try, my kids, as long as they tried as hard as they could, they didn't get into trouble. If they didn't try, they were grounded. But the fact of the matter is that your greatness will come out and you will soar like an eagle when you find your destiny. But it is up to you to look for your path and then be tenacious about traveling your path.
I actually like bats.
What a great answer to what I've just said.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, do we have longer?
No, you still have about 10 minutes.
We have 10 minutes.
We still got time.
All right, hold it. Wait a minute. I'm going to come over here for a minute. What's your name?
Patrick. Yes, sir. One of my earliest memories of your work outside of the Fonz was when you did the American Christmas Carol. What was your take on that, and how'd you kind of be a part of that, and what was the general?
Because I was the Fonz at the time, in 1979, I think. Of course, they asked me to do it, and they'll ask anybody to do anything. They asked me to make an album, you know, which I refused to do because I can't sing. If I am reincarnated, I am coming back as the boss. I just want you to know. Either that or I'm coming back as Sia. But hey, the fact of the matter is that they asked me to be Scrooge. Now I'm thinking Alistair Sims, all of these great actors have played Scrooge, and I tried to talk my way out of it. I was so scared, literally scared to do it, that I thought, you know what? It's better if I don't. I'm going to mess it up, and you don't really want me. And then I said to myself, you know what? You better just shut up, get on the plane, and go and do this movie, and push yourself as hard as you can. And now I'm so glad I did. I sat in the makeup chair from 3:30 in the morning until 10 in the morning. I got the old man, then I shot, then I got back in the makeup chair. They took off the makeup. I shot as the young man. It was grueling, it was scary, and I am so happy I had the wherewithal to say yes. Truly, truly, yeah. What is your name?
Ruben. Can I first get a hug? Do you mind?
Do you want a hug?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I love your motivation speech at the beginning. Thank you. Question for you, what keeps you motivated?
What keeps me motivated? I'm 69 years old. I don't know what is in front of me. So as long as I can keep it together, I don't know how much time I have. So I am so motivated that you can't believe it. I love what I do. I love that I get up in the morning. I love that I get to meet everybody. I get to be at my table. I have too much energy. I stand in front of my table so I can see everybody and shake hands with everybody. I'm going to shoot Children's Hospital. Repeat with me. Children's Hospital. Children's Hospital. Children's Hospital.
Children's Hospital.
Adult Swim.
Adult Swim.
Friday night, 12 o'clock. You won't be up, but don't worry, because you can DVR it, and I'm funny. Then I'm going to shoot, I'm going to England to shoot Hank Zipser. Then I'm going to do a brand new reality show in Asia, maybe with William Shatner. Two men of age being fish out of water. And then from Asia, I go to New York, where I'm going to shoot Royal Pains. They're doing the, yeah. So let me tell you, I'm having a great time. I'm telling you. Wow. Thanks. Sir.
Hi, Brian. My question for you is, you're talking about the wonderful support that you had from your parents early on with your acting career.
Yes, what speech were you listening to? I used to have a dream when I was in high school. I would be sitting in class daydreaming that my parents moved and left no forwarding address.
We have a 16-year-old son who wanted to be here today, but he was thrown up this morning, so couldn't come here. But he wants to be an actor. And as a parent, that's always a tough field to see.
Okay, here it is. I'm going to answer the question. First of all, I would not let him be a professional as a youngster. It completely perverts your life to be on television. It looks great in People magazine, but it is not a great thing for children to be actors, even though they need children, and let it be somebody else's kid. He can do school plays, he can do temple plays, church plays, community plays, camp plays, and then it will motivate him. He can study it and study English on the side, because you've got to know stories to tell the story, and there was plenty of time. I became famous at 27, and I've had a pretty long and varied career. I would not allow him to do it as a youngster. That is my advice. And thank God he's not here, because he
Henry,
sure doesn't want to hear that.
I think we got time for one more. We got about 5 minutes left. Here we
Are
go.
you a question? Get up here, you little cutie. Let everybody see how cute you are. Can I just say she is very comfortable also.
Hi.
What is your question?
Well, first off, I loved Happy Days. Grew up with that. That was actually my second question. Okay, so the third one is, I remember seeing you on the Bob Newhart show. What was that like?
The Bob Newhart show. My very first job in Hollywood was for MTM, the Mary Tyler Moore Company. And I did Mary Tyler Moore. I had 4 lines, and they let me ad-lib it to 8. And they were so loyal that they called me while I was doing Happy Days, and Happy Days let me out so that I could be on the Bob Newhart show. I just gave him an award about 5 months ago. He is a wonderful, funny, dear, quiet, touching man. And he was as lovely when I saw him 5 months ago as he was 40 years ago. Thanks. So, I'm just going to end where I began. And just remember that all of you have greatness inside you. And your job is to figure out what your gift is, dig it out, and give it to the world. Because you are powerful and you are smart. No matter how you do in school, it has nothing to do with how brilliant you are. Thank you so much.
All right. Let's hear it for Henry. He'll be downstairs signing autographs again later today. Thank you so very much for coming. Enjoy the rest of Comicpalooza, Day 3.